In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 ways you can improve your listening skills because your listening skills are producing your results today. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm Supriya and I'm the founder of Seva Academy. Here I offer weekly videos to share with you how to live your life with wisdom and improve your self-esteem, improve your life through meaningful action. So let's get started with this week's video. This is about developing better listening skills. When you feel like you're not being heard, how do you feel? Have you ever sat with a friend and felt like all they want to do is cut you off and try and top your story? Like, have you had that experience? Well, you just shared, hey, guess what? This week I really brought it home in my business and I brought in 5K from my business. And that's a big achievement for you. And then your partner or your person that you're sharing it with just goes, me too. And I did this, I did that too. You're like, oh my gosh, okay, so where is the celebration of me? So this you may or may not be aware, but it actually doesn't help with developing a better relationship with the other person. And it also breaks the trust of this person being able to be a friend to you. So you might feel like, well, I didn't do a good enough job, or you might be not feeling met with your need. Did you know that as adults, we have 3 emotional needs? The need to be heard, to be seen, and to be understood. Heard, seen, and understood. These are our core emotional needs. And why our emotional needs must be met is because we are emotional beings. Our emotions drive our behavior, and our behavior create results. So if we're finding that we are not creating the results that we need in our life or business, it is likely that we haven't felt these needs being met. So today in this video, I want to share with you how to improve your ability to offer what it is that you seek to others and maybe teach them as well. It could be your partner, your best friend, or somebody else that you must communicate with to improve your ability to have your needs met and offer the same back to another. One of the reasons why you need to do this with the people that you know is because you cannot do this for yourself. You cannot do this on your own. And this is a very big skill that you need to develop in life to be able to get along, to be of service, to be collaborating in life with others, because you're here for a reason, and that is to create a life that you love living, and you cannot do that just by yourself. So life is all about creating meaningful relationships, having meaningful conversations, and quality conversations that actually help you meet others' needs and vice versa. Sound good? So on the spiritual path, we learn how to raise our self-awareness. And that is a huge advantage to be able to communicate yourself more clearly. However, the skill of asking for what you need is lacking in a lot of us, because a lot of us haven't been taught how to communicate our needs in a safe way without blaming or shaming others. Put your hand up or let me know in the comments below if that is you too. Like me, I had never been taught how to actually say what I need without coming across needy or feeling like I'm being too needy. And no one wants to feel needy. So what that is actually that's dysfunctional. And the functional way to express our need is actually what I'm about to show you, which is healthy to communicate what your need is and also demonstrate it to those that matter to you. So if you take the client and coach relationship or client and therapist relationship, there is always an inherent need in all of us to be seen, heard, and understood. And the way we can offer this to our clients is by demonstrating that we are listening. And I will show you how to do that in a moment. In our partnership also, we need the same from our partners, which is to be seen, heard, and understood. And the same skill applies there too. Maybe the content of the relationship is different and the language might be different, but the same skill applies there as well. Similar things will happen with your children or people that are younger than you. Same thing. They also have the need to be seen, heard, and understood, as do you. So, two things you're going to have to learn, which is how to communicate your need and also offer this to others. Are we cool? So let's look at the steps of communicating your need. So I would love for you to contemplate a situation where somebody is cutting you off and you felt not seen, heard, or understood. How do you communicate that to another person? What you must remember is they are operating unconsciously, and you must understand that they probably have never been taught how to hold space and communicate consciously to be able to meet someone else's need. So for the first time, whoever this person is, you will have to educate them that this is your intention behind it, which is, hey, thanks so much for sharing your good news. Suppose you've shared some good news about yourself and they've come back with that topping story. It's like, hey, thanks so much for sharing what you just went through. Thanks so much. I really love that for you. I've just learned this new skill from Supriya, and she's teaching people on how to meet our emotional needs, especially from the people that we are in close proximity to. And she was talking about this thing that we all have, which is we all have our emotional needs that are be seen, heard, and understood. And so I was wondering if you might be willing to practice that with me so that we all feel heard, seen, and understood, and not, neglect that in each other, because apparently you can't do it by yourself. So I know this is a little bit to take in, but this is exactly the skill that you need to develop to be able to change your situation. There is no other way to do this. Nobody comes with a manual, and nobody in life will change if you don't actually teach them how to. Of course, this goes hand in hand with your self-respect, right? If you believe that you are worthy of that respect and love, and that you deserve to have your emotional needs met in all your relationships, then you must be willing and daring to bring this up with those people that you are in connection with. Like, look, there are different types of people. So in your relationship with your client, you will be the one who would demonstrate this most. So you would probably not have your emotional needs met by your client, but you could teach it to your client. You could teach it to your client so that they could get their emotional needs met in their own environment. How does that sound? And the same thing goes for you. You could teach it to your intimate partner, your family member, or your best friend, people that you actually share your problems with, or share your triumphs with, or celebrate with. Those are the people that you can have this sort of conversation with. Sound good? So the next part of how to actually offer this, what we are trying to ask of others, which is how to be seen, heard, and understood. Active listening takes body language and expression, and also a certain behavior, a standard of behavior that will ensure that the other person feels like all your attention is on them and as they're sharing. So number one is be free of all distractions. Number two is open body language. And number three is use verbal or visual cues like, ah, yes, amazing, or nodding and eye contact are those visual and verbal cues that you can use to demonstrate that you're actually hearing them, you're here with them, and be careful of overdoing it. So it's going to take a bit of practice, but those are the 3 things you need to remember how to demonstrate that you are actually actively listening with the intention of meeting their need to be seen, heard, and understood. So let's look at how they feel seen. The way you help someone feel seen is by actually looking at them and holding space for them to be exactly as they are without you reacting more than them. So your body language being open and relaxed is going to help them relax into it and be as they are. Verbal cues like, amazing, yeah, and something like along those lines, going with their rhythm is going to help them know that you are with them throughout. And maybe if you get curious about learning more about their answer or their statement or story, you could ask a question like, so tell me a little bit more about this. What do you mean by that? And, oh, okay, right, I get it. Yeah, good to know. So when they get a question from you, they really feel understood, like you're actually following their story, or you asking that question like, what do you mean about that, shows them that you really want to understand them. I would say steer clear of those very smart questions like, oh, so you said this, what do you really mean about this? That sort of questioning can come across as like, I'm sure you've experienced this from once in a while, like it's coming from a place of like, I know better and I'm trying to make you feel and think better. I'm actually trying to show you the right way to think about this. So the attitude is you're not trying to help, fix, change, or give advice to the other person. Your attitude is, I'm here to meet your emotional need, which is be seen, heard, and understood. So the only way I can show you that I've understood you is actually genuinely understanding what you just shared. And that doesn't mean I need to dig. I just need to make sure that I've understood what you've shared by asking logical questions that come up through the content you shared. Like, for example, if you today shared with me something to do with driving a submarine, I'm just making things up. If you shared with me something about your first experience driving a submarine, I've never driven a submarine, and I'm going to ask you questions. If you shared with me like, this is what I did, I would go, so how does that work? Like, what did you have to do? Tell me more. So that shows them that you're interested, but also trying to understand them. So as we saw, this is the way to actually improve your ability to listen. And it's a skill that you will need to develop over time to build better relationships and also demonstrate to you that you are able to offer high quality relationships in life to attract high quality clients, attract high quality people into your life, and also improve the relationships you currently have in your life. And in return, you can also receive the emotional needs being met for you, because when you share this with somebody else, they get a chance to be there for you, and they also get to have a structure to do this and improve themselves. Can you see the benefit in that? So drop it in the comments below what you thought about this content. Do you want me to make more of these where you develop a skill through learning on how to do it? Because listening is a skill just like productivity, just like writing, a skill that you will need to develop to become a better version of yourself. And listening is one such skill. So let me know in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for being here with me. It was a great pleasure to share with you this topic. All right, my friend, take care, big love, and see you at the next video.